Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, brothers and sisters. Have you ever thought about the impact of your job on your faith? Not all professions are permissible in Islam. Some jobs, even if they seem profitable, prestigious or easy, can go against the principles of Sharia and the guidance of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Islam places great importance on how we earn our living, because our sustenance is closely connected to our spiritual well-being, our character, and our standing with Allah. The Prophet ﷺ emphasized the value of lawful earnings and warned against income that comes from sin, injustice or harm. He ﷺ said, "The food of a man who has earned it lawfully is pure, and the food of a man who has earned it unlawfully is a sin." This means that no matter how much wealth or success a person achieves, if it comes from forbidden sources, it carries no blessing and can even be harmful to the soul. The choice of profession is not just about making money, it is about seeking a life that is pleasing to Allah, living ethically, and ensuring that our actions do not harm others or ourselves. In today's world, the opportunities for work are vast, but not all paths are halal. Some jobs involve dealing with alcohol, gambling, or prohibited substances. Others may require dishonesty, fraud, or exploiting people. And some professions, even if legal by worldly standards, may conflict with Islamic ethics or morality. Choosing the wrong path can have consequences not only in this life but also in the hereafter. In this video, we will explore the professions that are forbidden for a Muslim according to Islamic teachings. We will understand why these jobs are prohibited, the wisdom behind these rulings, and the spiritual lessons we can take from them. More importantly, we will also reflect on how we can earn a living in a way that is lawful, ethical, and blessed by Allah. So stay with me as we dive into the world of permissible and forbidden professions in Islam and learn how to make choices that protect our faith, strengthen our hearts, and bring barakah into our lives. Now that we understand why earning a living in a halal way is so important in Islam, it's time to look more closely at the types of professions that are forbidden for a Muslim. These are not just abstract rules, they are practical guidance from the Qur'an and Sunnah, meant to protect our faith, our character, and our spiritual well-being. By recognizing these forbidden jobs, we can avoid earning through means that are harmful to our souls, and instead focus on careers that are ethical, honest, and blessed by Allah. Let's explore these professions one by one and understand the wisdom behind why they are prohibited. One of the clearest examples of forbidden professions in Islam is any work directly related to alcohol. This includes selling, producing, distributing, or serving alcoholic beverages. Bars, liquor stores, breweries, and restaurants that rely heavily on alcohol fall into this category. The reason is simple. Alcohol is explicitly prohibited in Islam. The Quran states, "O you who believe, intoxicants, gambling, sacrificing to stones, and arrows for divination are an abomination of Satan's handiwork, so avoid them that you may be successful." Quran 5-90. By working in a job that involves alcohol, a person is directly participating in something that Allah has forbidden. Even if the job seems profitable or respectable in society, the income from such work carries spiritual consequences and is not considered blessed. Choosing halal employment means avoiding any involvement in alcohol, whether directly or indirectly. Muslims are encouraged to seek careers that uphold the principles of Islam and protect their faith, rather than risk earning through something clearly prohibited. Another major category of forbidden professions in Islam is any work related to gambling, betting, or games of chance. This includes working in casinos, lottery companies, sports betting agencies, online gambling platforms, or any business that profits from people taking risks with their money in ways that Islam considers harmful. Gambling is explicitly prohibited in the Quran. O you who believe, intoxicants, gambling, sacrificing to stones and arrows for divination are an abomination of Satan's handiwork, so avoid them that you may be successful. Quran 5-90. The wisdom behind this prohibition is clear. Gambling encourages greed, selfishness, and dishonesty. It leads people to risk what they have earned through lawful means for the hope of quick, often unattainable gains. It creates envy, conflict, and financial harm, not just for the gambler but for their family and society as a whole. Working in a gambling-related job means participating in this harm. A person may think that their role is just administrative or service-based, but by facilitating gambling they are directly involved in something that Allah has forbidden. The income earned from such work is considered haram, and it carries consequences for one's soul and moral character. Even if gambling appears to be socially acceptable or legal in some countries, legality does not make it permissible in Islam. Muslims are taught to prioritize what is halal over what is convenient or profitable. Earning a living through gambling not only risks spiritual harm but also removes barakah from one's wealth. Instead, Islam encourages seeking honest, ethical work that benefits both the individual and society. Halal work may not always promise immediate wealth or excitement, but it is a source of true blessing, peace of mind, and spiritual reward. By avoiding jobs connected to gambling, Muslims protect their faith, their conscience, and their long-term success in this life and the hereafter. Another category of forbidden professions in Islam includes any job that involves producing, selling, or distributing substances or products that are haram. This can include drugs, illegal narcotics, prohibited foods, or any items that are explicitly forbidden in Islam. The Quran teaches us to avoid anything that is harmful or forbidden. O you who believe, eat of the good things we have provided for you, and be grateful to Allah, if it is Him you worship. Quran 2-172. Working with products that are prohibited by Allah goes directly against this command. When a person sells or distributes haram items, they are not only earning through unlawful means, but also actively facilitating harm or sin for others. For example, selling drugs or addictive substances can destroy lives, families, and communities. Even if the job is legal in a certain society, it does not make it permissible in Islam. The Prophet ﷺ emphasized that our livelihood must be pure and lawful. Earnings from haram products carry no blessing and may bring spiritual consequences. A person may gain wealth quickly, but it is temporary and spiritually harmful. Allah's guidance reminds us that true prosperity is not just measured in money, but also in the purity and ethical value of our income. Choosing a halal path means avoiding these professions, no matter how profitable they appear. Islam encourages work that brings benefit, serves society, and aligns with moral and ethical principles. By rejecting jobs connected to illicit substances or haram products, Muslims safeguard their faith, maintain the purity of their income, and earn Allah's blessings both in this life and the hereafter. Ultimately, this teaches a timeless lesson. Our livelihood is not just about money, it is about what nourishes our soul, strengthens our faith, and brings true barakah into our lives. Another category of forbidden professions in Islam is any work that involves dishonesty, fraud, or exploiting others. This includes jobs where a person must cheat, lie, manipulate, or take advantage of people to earn money. Examples include corrupt business practices, financial scams, exploitative contracts, deceptive advertising, or any profession that intentionally harms others for personal gain. The Prophet ﷺ emphasized honesty and integrity in all aspects of life. He ﷺ said, "The truthful and trustworthy merchant will be with the prophets, the truthful, and the martyrs on the day of judgment." Tirmidhi. This hadith highlights the spiritual importance of earning through honesty. A profession that relies on deception or exploitation is forbidden because it goes directly against Islamic ethics. Even if such work seems lucrative or socially accepted, it brings harm to individuals, communities, and the moral fabric of society. Jobs involving corruption, bribery, or manipulation not only affect the person's own soul but also create injustice and suffering for others. Islam teaches that wealth, earned at the expense of others' rights, is impermissible, no matter how tempting it may appear. The Quran reminds us, "Do not consume one another's wealth unjustly or send it in bribery to rulers in order to sinfully consume a portion of people's wealth knowingly." Quran 2-188. By working in professions rooted in deception or exploitation, a person risks both their faith and their worldly integrity. Conversely, choosing halal, ethical work protects the heart, brings barakah to earnings, and strengthens one's relationship with Allah. Islam encourages Muslims to seek careers that benefit society, uphold justice, and maintain honesty. Even humble or simple jobs, when done with sincerity and integrity, are more valuable in the sight of Allah than positions that involve wealth earned through fraud or exploitation. This teaches a timeless lesson. Earning a halal livelihood is not just about survival, it is about preserving our faith, our character, and the blessings in our life. Another category of forbidden professions in Islam includes jobs that directly cause harm, destruction, or suffering to others. This can include working in industries that produce weapons for oppression, participating in human trafficking, or any work that exploits, injures, or kills innocents. Even if these jobs are legal in some societies, Islam judges them based on their moral and ethical implications, not just worldly legality. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes the sanctity of human life. Whoever kills a soul, unless for a soul or for corruption done in the land, it is as if he had slain mankind entirely. Quran 5:32. Professions that involve causing physical or psychological harm to others are forbidden because they contradict the principles of justice, mercy, and compassion that Islam upholds. A job may seem profitable or influential, but if it requires harming others, it removes the barakah, blessing, from one's livelihood and can corrupt the worker's heart and conscience. Even indirect involvement in harmful industries, such as arms manufacturing for oppression or facilitating violent activities, is considered impermissible. Islam teaches that believers must protect life, uphold justice, and avoid contributing to injustice or suffering. Choosing a career that aligns with these principles ensures that one's income is pure, beneficial, and pleasing to Allah. This category also reminds us that not all work is measured by social status, wealth, or power. True value lies in ethical and moral integrity. Jobs that promote peace, help others, or contribute positively to society, no matter how humble, are far more rewarding spiritually than positions that cause harm, even if they bring fame or fortune. In essence, Islam encourages Muslims to seek careers that benefit humanity, preserve life, and foster justice. By avoiding violent or harmful professions, a believer not only safeguards their faith and soul, but also becomes a source of positive impact in the world, earning blessings in both this life and the hereafter. The purpose of this discussion is not to create fear or discourage ambition. Rather, it is a reminder that Islam values ethical, honest, and beneficial work. By understanding which jobs are forbidden, we can make better choices, avoid spiritual harm, and seek professions that are pleasing to Allah. In the next part, we will focus on practical guidance and encouragement for choosing halal work. We will discuss how even modest or humble jobs can be a source of immense blessing when earned lawfully, and how prioritizing ethics and sincerity over mere profit can transform our lives and strengthen our faith. Brothers and sisters, today we have explored the types of professions that are forbidden in Islam, from jobs involving alcohol, gambling, and illicit substances, to work rooted in deception, exploitation, or harm. Understanding these forbidden professions is not meant to create fear, but to guide us toward choices that protect our faith, our conscience, and our spiritual well-being. The path of halal work may not always be the easiest or the most lucrative, but it is the path that brings true blessing, peace of mind, and barakah into our lives. Earning honestly, acting with integrity, and avoiding harm to others are principles that strengthen our connection with Allah and ensure that our efforts are rewarded in this life and the hereafter. Remember that even humble work, when lawful and done sincerely, carries immense value. Islam encourages believers to seek opportunities that are ethical, beneficial to society, and pleasing to Allah. By choosing halal professions, we protect our souls, set positive examples for others, and create a life built on faith and integrity, rather than mere worldly gain. Let this reminder inspire reflection on our own careers and choices. Ask yourself, am I earning in a way that pleases Allah? Am I contributing positively to the world around me? Every decision matters, and every lawful effort is a step towards spiritual success and divine blessing. May Allah guide us to choose the path of halal sustenance, bless our work, and make our livelihoods a source of barakah for ourselves, our families, and our communities. May He help us avoid forbidden professions, strengthen our faith, and reward us for every sincere effort we make in this life. Jazakum Allahu khairan for watching. Reflect deeply on this, share it with others, and let it guide your actions toward a life that is pleasing to Allah and full of barakah.